There's something so weird to me about watching the spectacle, particularly after, like, Stephanie, you were talking about, right? So there was all this hype. After the midterms, Donald Trump was at a low point, and it was probably the lowest point he'd been politically since right after January 6th, right? If you look at the polling, you look at, there are a lot of folks in the political establishment, I think even the base, who wanted to move on past Trump. That was true after January 6th when his numbers were really down. It was true after the midterms where people thought, wait a second, all the candidates this guy backed, like, did really poorly. Like, we have actually, like, we ran, like, basically a randomized control trial in a number of states where we had, like, non-Trump candidate and Trump candidate. We, like, look at the delta. It was like 5 to 6 points. Why are we going to do this again? And then we've watched them, like, sleepwalk into this trap again. And it's so bizarre to me when you think about, like, there's something a little sort of in the aggregate, the different personalities of the coalitions. Like, the Democrats are way more neurotic than the Republicans are. And I think, like, the Democrats could be, like, stand to be, like, a little less neurotic, and Republicans could be stand a little more neurotic.
More bedwetting on one side.
They should be, like,
the other.
Watching this happen, I'm just like, if this were on the Democratic side, like, yes, he's pulling ahead, and yes, there's been a bunch of polls where he looked competitive with Biden, but you're really going to go into next year where he's going to stand trial in federal court for the first attempt on the government since Fort Sumter, and maybe he'll be convicted of it, and you think that's not going to change the political stature of your party or his chances of being elected, and everyone's just going to kind of, like, ho-hum and shrug their shoulders and sort of throw in the towel early and say, like, well, we'll just do that guy, and it's like, what are you doing?
And you wonder how